Hi, hello, thanks for hanging out with us again, and welcome back to Night Call. We are... Oh, I thought I heard something behind me. We are taking a look at the intel we gathered last night. So we're going to take a look at these. Oh, 3 new clues after this. Ooh, that takes quite a bit of time. Victim 1's criminal records. Did that add anything to the board? It did. It added quite a bit to the board. Anita's husband, dentist with access to muscle relaxant. Okay. Grandson died in the Albatross fire. Okay. What do we got here? Victim 1's criminal records. 3 clues discovered after that. Okay, what are we adding here? Oh boy. So Anita, was she the... Oh yeah, she's the one that was out in the... No, Geraldine was the one. Anita was the one in the car. Victim 1's usual MO similar to Albatross fire. Victim 1 was an arsonist. Anita's husband. Victim 1 worked with the mafia. Okay. Interesting. Let me see the autopsy report for Victim 1. Okay, let's see. Burn marks on the body done while alive. Thought to be suicide at first. Grandson died from the Albatross fire. Died from in Albatross fire. Thought to be a suicide at first. Interesting. Okay. Victim 1's usual MO similar to Albatross fire. Okay. I think we've got just enough time to take a look at this. Autopsy report for Victim 2. Let's see what we got here. So Victim 2 strangled post-mortem. Tears found, maybe killer? Okay, that's strange. That is strange that they'd be strangled post-mortem. Because that normally doesn't... I mean, that's not going to really do anything. They're already dead. I just realized this game is probably going to prevent me from getting in the... whatever, this is an interesting game. Okay, strangled post-mortem. Well, there's a couple of folks that I still have to pick up. Camille, Christophe. Gotta give Geraldine a ride. Oh, excuse me. I made coffee but then didn't drink it. That was my mistake. Alright. Well, let's move on. Next day. With a heavy hand, you wipe your tired face. You open the sofa bed and lie down. The events of the day run through your head. The streets, the passengers, their faces, their problems. Your brain is running at full speed. Your body aches and you are in pain. You can tell you need to get more sleep. You glance at your investigation board. It looks awfully empty. Tomorrow you'll have a chance to fill it up more. You shake your head in your mind. You shake your head and your mind wanders for a second. Your eyes close right when you're about to fall asleep. You notice a taste on your tongue. It's a very salty, like soy sauce. A tad bitter, very strong. It disappears as quickly as it came. You fall asleep. Okay, that's a little odd. You open one eye. Fragments of a dream are still lingering. Weird music made you climb onto the roof of your apartment. You found Bissette and her whole squad there, right above your head. Well, that's fucking scary. You get up to quickly forget about that. You get up quickly to forget all that. And a few minutes later, you're outside your studio. Noch ChizFri. Okay, we got some stuff going on here. I don't think I need to fill up just yet. I don't know what that is. I'll listen to the radio for a few minutes, sure. Oh, she's one of my suspects. One moment, please. Whoa, random jump cut. I had to clear my nose because something's going on here. It's like draining backwards, but it's not really. It's just kind of hanging there in my sinuses. Not very pleasant. All right, so what we're gonna do, because I'm confident I've got enough gas. We're gonna head to, I forget her name all of a sudden, but she's one of our suspects. Geraldine, that's what it is. I'm off to the 6th arrondissement, and my friend to the 17th. Is that not what was going on yesterday? You pull up in front of La Pierre. This is exactly what happened yesterday. 2 women are waiting out front, standing a ways apart. First is one of your suspects. Dumb smile. Yeah, this is literally... I'm going to Saint-Germain while she's going to Étoile. Yeah, this is exactly what happened yesterday. You might catch cold otherwise. Her friend comes over and opens the door. Thanks for tonight. I really needed someone to talk to. It felt good to finally be able to say my thoughts exactly. I'm going to think about your offer and I'll call you, okay? The woman getting into your cab gives you her address. She waves at her friend from the sidewalk. You start driving and glance in the rearview mirror. She's wearing makeup, but her hair is a mess. The coat she's wearing is obviously very expensive and covering some kind of polar fleece pajamas. Okay, so this is the other woman. Don't chew your nails. That's bad habit. Bad habit. Don't chew your nails. She turns to you with an odd look on her face. Having a good evening? You nod, slightly surprised by her tone. She sounds like she just won millions playing the lottery. Mostly calm. Shit. Ah, this is a pretty quiet neighborhood. The restaurants around here are close late. That helps. Jesus. She nods slowly. Actually, I was just at La Pierre. What an incredible restaurant. Do you know it? I've heard of it. Oh, yeah? She seems genuinely interested. We tend to find out about good spots like that, dropping tourists off, or picking them up. Handy. Her smile is starting to make you uncomfortable. She's not smiling, though. Yeah, I was thinking you must, meet all sorts of people. All shapes and forms, yes. Must be refreshing. Night after night, new faces, new stories. You look like you're in an awfully good mood. Yes. Her face lights up. Yes, actually. Fabulous evening. Excellent restaurant, great wine. Not to mention a winning plan. A plan? Yes, a plan. A scheme. A plot of sorts, if you prefer. She leans forward slightly. Tell me, have you ever wanted to take revenge? Her attitude seems scary. Your blood freezes. Before you can react, she continues. I recommend it. It's an absolutely incredible sensation. I've never felt so good. She heaves a satisfied sigh. That woman you saw back there? Her name is Anita. A few months ago, she destroyed everything I'd built for myself. When my father passed away 10 years ago, I found myself in charge of his candy business. A tiny shop, a horrendous kitchen. I had to fire half the people on payroll. I poured every cent I had into it. Got into organic, local products. 2 years later, I had 7 boutiques in and around Paris, 14 total in all of France. I should have seen this one coming. Hold on. Les Confiseries du Marais. I feel like I butchered that. You heard of them? Yes. She acknowledges your answer, pleased to know her brand is well known. Well, it's all me. Her face clouds over for a second. I mean, it was all me. Since it was such a huge success, since we needed to open more and more shops, I looked for investors. Little by little, my tiny business had become huge, and I had to add more people to my board, and that's how I met Anita. Her voice reminds you of an Arctic wind. Anita and her investment fund. Sounds like the title of a children's book, but a twisted, unsavory one. She sighs again, sadly this time. I was fired from my own company 4 months ago. Is that even possible? I'm living proof it is. She smiles warmly at you. When they gave me the boot, I pretended, to save face, I pretended it was the best thing for me and my family. More time to spend with my children. She takes a long pause. I lied. She looks away. I felt so ashamed, like I was less than human, a dirty rag you throw out without a second thought. She snickers. You have a moment of doubt about her, and one of your suspects. The very next day, I was contacted by an association fighting to prevent tax fraud, and she stops talking when she sees the confused expression on your face. It's complicated. I'm a sort of Trojan horse, pretending to want to sell my remaining shares to pull them into a trap. Tonight, after hesitating for weeks, she finally took the bait. I feel like a spy. A spy dressed like a bum. She points to her pajamas, her boots, her hair. The look on the waiter's face when he saw me. She giggles. I gave Anita an Oscar-winning performance. I told her I wanted to sell what I still had. Get the hell out of this shitty country. But that I wanted things to be handled discreetly, without making a fuss, without having to pay out the nose. And she said okay. Asked me to contact her specialist. She bursts out laughing. If my plan works, Les Confiseries du Marais will disappear. And you're okay with that? I have no choice. It's them or me. New clue. Anita and the Groupe Diamant must be stopped. They're involved in all sorts of shady deals. Tax exile, offshore accounts, maybe worse. I'll do everything I can to bring her down, and she waves her hand to put an end to your conversation. She notices something down the street. I could use a drink. Actually, I need a drink. She points to a bar, well-lit windows with a dark red and green lights inside. Stop here. You pull over and your passenger pays her fare. She slips you a small tip with a smile on her lips. Keep doing what you're doing. You're doing good work. Excellent work. She gets quickly out of the cab. The door slams, followed by the same silence that comes after each passenger. Watch her. You lean over and catch a glimpse of her. Her get-up makes an impression on some of the people in the bar. She walks straight up to the bar and raises 2 fingers with a kind of confidence only a regular can have. You sigh. You turn the key in the ignition and start driving. Ooh, that was a pittance. Okay. That's fine. I've still got some cash. We still have half a tank. We should be alright. Let's take care of one of these folks. I think that might be a gas station. Let's see here. No newspaper available. Okay. Well, she seems like a pleasant old woman. Let's go take care of... No, she's too far. Let's take care of her. Whoever this is. Try and get us closer into the city. Or farther into the city, rather. Headed to Charles de Gaulle. Okay. You know what? Let's do it. Let's do it. Your next passenger is alone and waiting for you on the sidewalk. She gets into the cab and whispers, "Hello." She has no handbag or suitcase, just a small handmade sign with an Indian name printed on it. "Charles de Gaulle, please." She is young with a soft and slight accent. Her face shows no emotion. Her fingers play with a small gold chain around her neck. It is the only piece of jewelry she has on. You drive, glancing back at her from time to time. Her head seems to be elsewhere. "Everything all right, miss?" She nods her head gently, cracking a tiny smile. "It's really early." The first planes to come in are the worst. Everyone is exhausted and half asleep. Yes, exactly. And she sighs. "I must confess, I don't really want to go there." A tiny smile lights up her face for a split second before disappearing. Family?" "My future husband. Well, future. I've never even met him." Her accent suddenly becomes stronger. "I am not, and I do repeat, not going to feign an Indian accent. I'm sorry. You know this habit well. Just before confiding in you, passengers tend to relax into their natural accent. I'm sure he's a great guy, as they say here." Sadness appears in her voice. "But I don't know him at all. My parents chose him." It's crazy, isn't it? Are you shocked? No. A sad smile washes briefly over her face. It's tradition. Or at least it used to be. My parents are a bit old school, even by current standards in India. I chose to study here and not in England like my sisters. She flashes a smile. I fell in love with Paris and decided to stay. I almost never go home. Actually, this is home now. Anyway, my parents insist that I meet him. He decided to make the trip, saying he had a meeting as a pretext. It's hard to hold it against them. It's understandable from their perspective. I mean, it worked for them, right? You sense something bubbling up. Anger. Before she freezes. Some people refuse to let their emotions out. She slowly regains control of her body. What, day trips would you recommend outside Paris? Nearby? She nods. Versailles, of course. It's really beautiful. Definitely worth it. Her face lights up. Oh yes, perfect. I'm sure he'll like that. Or there's Fontainebleau. There's a huge park, very wild, if he likes hiking. I don't really know. She smiles shyly. You prefer to say nothing. The airport is not much farther. Something about the young woman makes you feel uncomfortable. She looks as if she's about to scream, but is holding it in. Time passes and silence fills the cab. Which terminal? Your question startles her. Terminal C. 2C, I think. It's supposed to be a nice day out today. A smile crosses her face, then quickly disappears. Yes, I hope so. Thank you. You park the car in front of Terminal 2C. Your passenger grabs her sign and exits the cab. She pauses for a second, as if she were about to say something. Then she disappears. All right, good tip, good tip, good tip. Wow, we're still making good on both time and gas. Okay, so nothing of interest, but there is this eyeball. So I want to know what this is. We're going to head down this way. Ooh, he booking it. We moving. We jiving. Look at this. All right. I would like to go to Paris sometime, just to see it. But I'm more interested in, like, the rest of the country. You pull up in front of a small cafe. The place seems straight out of the 70s. You catch sight of Marco just sneaking inside. It's late, but the place is still open. You climb out of the cab and follow him inside. The bar reeks of smoke. Smoking is banned, of course, but some places let customers do it as they please. At this time of night, it's either beer or coffee. A man is probably about to clock in, a man probably about to go clock in is eating a ham sandwich. You smile. It's a real trip down memory lane. Reminds you of your father. Hey, psst. You look over at Marco and head to his table. You and Marco were old friends until he stole your wife. Dude, Marco, not cool, man. You don't do that. You don't. You wait for them to divorce first. For a number of reasons that neither of you feels like getting into, he's owed you one ever since. Look at you, man. You look like shit. And you look pretty drunk. He pretends not to have heard. Sit down. I don't want anyone to notice us. He's shaking, his voice low. He's clearly uncomfortable. Marco's a nervous type, but tonight it's different. What are you so worried about? You have no idea what you're getting me into, do you? He downs the glass of cheap red wine on the table in front of him. I'm sticking my butt out for you, man. If anyone finds out, I'm out on my ass. Even worse, they may go after me. And they aren't a bunch of softies over there. They're ruthless, real sharks. His voice takes on a plaintive note. Why the hell do you care if that guy worked at Demont anyway? Huh? Admit it. You're just doing it to piss me off. Just give me the information. Sure. Go ahead. Change the subject. He lowers his gaze. Every single time, man. It never fails. I'd find a job and settle down, then you show up and make a mess of everything. He fiddles with the empty glass. That Jean Breton guy? Yeah, he worked for Diamant. Jean Breton was the Sandman's first victim. Good, now we have a name. He was assigned to the main office, the handyman. He put the furniture together, changed light bulbs, emptied garbage cans, and then they fired him. I gotta look at the memo, but it didn't say much about the whens and whys. Is that all? He heaves a sigh. No, that's not all. You detect a note of urgency in his voice. He's upset, irritable. That Brenton guy of yours was a pyromaniac. Got caught for setting fires on some boxes in the parking lot. It wasn't the first time. They fired him on the spot. So, come on, what is this all about? How do you know the guy? Look, the less you know, the better. Plausible deniability. Yeah, right, it's top secret. He stands up all at once, his chair scraping the floor, his hands shaking. This is the last time, man. Don't ask for help again. It's the last time. He storms out of the cafe, the heavy door banging shut behind him. You sit there a while without moving. The bar owner nods over to you with a whistle. Hey, buddy, that pal of yours? He didn't pay. 15 euro, that's not bad. You pay Marco's tab and leave. The cool air sets your mind in motion. So, Breton had worked for the Groupe Diamant, and he was a pyromaniac. There's no way that's a coincidence. You climb back into your cab, your head still heavy. The hum of the engine brings you round. You've still got a long night ahead of you. Alright, it's midnight 30. We still are about half on our gas. This guy's close and suspicious. Let's go pick this guy up. Ultra skaters. Oh, man. Oh, Jesus Christ. Ultra skaters. A bunch of kids, I bet. This one's going to take a while, too. We need your kinda help. Alright, hey, that little cat. I could pick that up and then go get some gas, I guess? Yeah, let's go pick up that cat. Why not? An ambulance passes you and speeds ahead. Croaky. My God, he's going cross country here. 30 bucks though. 30 euro. That's... How can I refuse? 30 euro. That's going to pay for gas. And it wastes quite a bit of time. I think I got all the info I was going to get tonight, so we're just going to... God damn it, I keep kicking my mic stand. Yeah, I think this is all the info I'm going to get tonight, so let's just have some fun. Plus, not having a human customer might help. Although, then again, You pull up to the sidewalk and wait for your passenger. Since it looks like a no-show, you get out of the cab after a minute or two to smoke a cigarette. There's not much going on in this small town in the suburbs. There are a few apartments that have lights on, a sweet scent hangs in the air. Eventually, you stub out your cigarette and get back into the car. You jump, startled. A cat has managed to slip into the cab. It's sitting on the back seat, staring at you intently. You sit there for a moment, considering whether or not to shoo it away. But, just as you're about to wave your hand, the cat shifts position and a slip of paper falls from its collar. You pick up the piece of paper and unfold it. A fragment of a map of Paris, the Saint-Lazare train station. You turn your eyes slowly to the cat. He seems to be expecting an answer. Are you going somewhere? The cat tilts its head to the side as if to say yes. You want to go to Saint-Lazare? The cat tilts its head again. Are you a dog? The cat slowly nods its head no. Your hands clutch the wheel tightly. This is a smart cat. What the hell is going on? You turn around to face the cat. Okay, fine, I'll take you. You let out a sigh. Okay, fine. You start talking to yourself in low tones, as if to balance the conversation. Normal. This is all perfectly normal. You start the cab, but cast a glance at the cat behind you. You're the one who ordered the cab? You start to laugh. A few minutes go by. You try and break the ice. Simple questions are probably the best. Everything okay? Either a yes or no. Or neither a yes or no. More of a plaintive meow. Are you running away from some... Are you... spicy. Are you meeting someone? No, that's not it. The cat is staring at you. The conversation seems to bore him. You seem to be well fed. Pretty strange, I must say. Did someone hurt you? A plaintive meow. You sigh. Your owner? Another meow, but longer and deeper. More heartfelt. You nod your head. What happened? Was it a man? No answer. A woman? Was she mean to you? The cat seems to be uncertain. She was overly affectionate. The cat lets out a string of insistent meows. Oh, he's going off. He's letting out all of his frustrations all at once. Touché. That's it. She's too affectionate. And that's why you're running away? The cat is watching you with a steady eye. You are sure you're on the right track. You have to be careful with people like that. They suffocate you before you even know it. Goodness gracious. I think it's the voice. I'm not breathing enough. That's what it is. That's why I keep yawning. Oh, God. That's awful coffee. Terrible coffee. You nod your head. But you ran away. I meet lots of people like you. You stop short. But you're just a cat. You roll your eyes. Behind you, the cat lets out a quiet, reassuring meow. Keep going, keep going. What I mean is, well, we don't even know we're in a cage. We prefer not to think about it. We are never fully aware of it. You look at the cat. I must be crazy. I'm talking to a... You shake your head. You point to the light in the distance. That's St. Lazare. We'll be there soon. A few yards later, you stop at the drop-off area in front of the station. The first train doesn't leave for another hour. Where are you going? The cat stares at you without making a noise. Let me guess. Saint Lazare? Saint Lazare. If you were going to the suburbs of Paris, you wouldn't have needed to come into town. So somewhere in the northwest of France. Normandy? Somewhere by the sea, huh? The cat is looking at you and meows, a sharp sound. Probably a yes. A very hungry yes. For the fish, I guess. You check the time at the dashboard. It's time to go, to get a real customer. You try not to think too much about the situation you're in, and you hope that no one sees you talking to a cat. I'll just start saying the names of cities and you meow when I hit the right one. You start to list cities in Normandy. The cat doesn't move a muscle. Cherbourg? The cat looks up. So it's Cherbourg. Getting close. Saint-Malo? Still nothing. I've got it. Deauville. A meow of delight. You're smiling too. All of a sudden, you're exhausted. Okay, come on. Time to say goodbye. You get out of the cab and open the back door. A bill has appeared on the seat next to the cat. It is enough for the fare, and more. Well, you are full of surprises, aren't you? I won't ask where it came from. You smile and lean over to pet the cat. It leaps out of the car and darts between your legs. You can just make out its shape dashing up a flight of stairs and slipping between the bars of a gate. You get back in the car. There's an achievement for that, Le Chat. You look at yourself in the rear view. Your features are heavy with fatigue. Your right eyelid is twitching. My left eyelid twitches. No, it would be my right, I think. I don't know. But I get that. As you start the car, you remember you're allergic to cats. But you haven't sneezed once. You pull out of the station. Terrible tip, but okay. Alright, I think we should end the night. If there's not another suspect, I will go and gas up, and that will end our night, I think. Alright. I've been going for a lot longer than I thought. We should probably gas up and then end this. So you pull over to the gas station and stop. Not a soul in sight. The fluorescent lights irritate your eyes, and the smell of pee is wafting it from the space in between the pumps. It's self-service here. You pay directly at the pump. The mini-mart over there. It must sell newspapers. The person behind the counter must see and hear things. Might be worth asking a couple of questions. This place makes you nervous. All you want is to get back into your warm cab. Jesus, I can't read apparently. Alright, let's go talk at the... You walk into the mini-mart. The guy behind the counter looks like all the other guys behind counters you've come across in your lifetime. Yeah? We're gonna get a paper. And we are going to get a $2 scratch off. Pardue. I guess that wasn't it. You sigh. Yeah, that's not good. Alright. Talk with the clerk. You examine the newspaper in the front magazine covers. The serial killer is on the front. The serial killer is on the cover of each of them. It's crazy, isn't it? You'd think they'd have caught him by now. The clerk smiles. You recognize the twinkle in his eye. This guy has something to tell you. New clue. Sweet. Please come back. So... The clerk is still in the middle of a sentence when you leave the shop. Jeez. How kind of us. Alright. Let's fill the tank. Let's fill her up. So that way I don't have to worry about it. Okay, that's fine. Alright, leave the gas station. And that is where we're going to end this episode. Oh, I have time enough for one more fare. I'll probably just read the paper, I think. Read the paper. Anyways, thank you guys so much for hanging out today. If you liked the video, like what we're seeing here, drop a like. Leave a comment on what you're gathering from all this. Help me investigate maybe a little bit. And I will see y'all tomorrow.